Number one. So what happened today? I got woken up really early, got this phone call like 7 o'clock in the morning, right? And there I was, the phone call said, yep, I've got time for you, come up and I can do the measurements of this bench top and we can discuss how to replace it and all the other stuff. And so I thought, oh, okay, so this is sudden, it was unexpected, so already was a problem for me to get up and do this kind of thing early in the morning. I mean, it was just like something that life, is chaotic and just threw something. And how did I handle that? For me, it was like, get up, let's go. I wanted to stay in bed, actually. Being authentic, I wanted to stay in bed, and I said, this is bullshit, because it just suddenly happened. I started reasoning with it, and then I kind of stood there in bed for one of those comfy blankets, and autumn weather. I didn't want to get out, and I thought, you know what, if you don't move your ass, nothing's going to happen. You're not going to create this new adventure. You're not even going to have a new story to tell, right? I think Michael, thanks dude for showing us the way on that latest video there of yours, on the courses, in the classroom area, where I forget the name of the guy, but please quote us, the guy that Young is his surname, and he said, create stories that can be shared, that can be told on a daily basis. So here's my story. I had notes on this, by the way, but anyway, something like that. So, and back to my story. So I was underneath these comfortable blankets, and I didn't want to get out. And I'm living with my sister at the moment. She starts to bang on the door. She says, get your ass off. You got to do some stuff. Get out. I've had to catch trains, and, luckily I've got my car back now, and we're cruising down to my place. It took me about an hour and a half to get to the appointment, 9 o'clock. So this guy, the carpenter or cabinet maker, to come in and do some measurements. And my expectation was only $1,300, because that's all I can spare. I'm actually pushing myself. I don't even have the liquid cash to go into this kind of thing. So I'm kind of thinking, whoa, there's financial restrictions here. What am I going to do? And anyway, I show up. I'm kind of 15 minutes late, and that's okay, because it's like sudden. The guy kind of calls me and let's go. I've got travel time involved, and I got traffic to deal with in the morning. All right. It took a little while to get to him, but yeah. And so I showed up, and he does his measurements, and he looks at me, and he does little calculations, and I showed him what I want, what sort of material. It's like laminated bench top, right? With a bit of, it looks like a little bit marble-ish, with a marble effect and whatever. So, I kind of point to that, and he does his calculation. He said, it's going to be $2,100. I said, whoa, wait a minute. My expectations and my own bias readings, without even doing any calculations or any study and then looking into it, I'm just creating these biased opinions that according to value, expectations. I've got this conflicting thing going on, and I'm thinking, fuck, that's not it. There must be a cheaper version, because I know if I really put my mind to doing something, I can actually do it myself. So, and I said, I'm really sorry, mate, but you're not the person who's supposed to see me. Actually, your other mate was supposed to see me today, not you. I was expecting the other Benny, but I called him Benny, and he also thought, and he answered to Benny. Benny was the other guy, but he also must be a Benny too, right? That's what these tradesmen do. They have one leader, and everyone kind of then he just sends out his fixer guys and ready to fix stuff. So Benny too, I looked at him, and we had eye contact, and I said, sorry, mate, I need to think about this. He says, if you can get someone to do it for $1,300, go ahead, give the work to them. And then it started making me think about that. And here we are making decisions and my biased opinions. So what I've got to now go out there now and get some research, become responsible. That's what I've got to do now today. And just look at the materials they're going to use, or somewhere near that, expectations, assessment. Just like, I think when you're looking at this kind of things, close enough or near enough is good enough in my principle. Like, we don't have to be so super detailed. Close enough, good enough is good enough. So we are good enough. And now I've got to also sample the idea and research how much do they cost for labor, like a carpenter, how much time would it take them to do, and estimate those costs, and compare it to other trades. And the other my challenge is, all right, so this is, I'm using my hope and I'm using my solutions here. How do I get the money to finance it? What do I need to do? All this kind of stuff. For me, that I need to now locate a job. Okay, I need to get more money. One of my little jobs is actually slow down a little bit because of conditions and weather changing. Maybe that's just my excuse. But I need to find something to support this kind of development, this creation. Having fun with it is another hope and another solution for me. I need to create this habitual, the moment I know that I need to have fun with this, what I'm doing. And that's really changed my life. To have fun in diversity. We can do that. I noticed that I'm doing that lately. Like I said, I didn't want to get out of bed. But then I pushed myself and things started to happen. Even though I didn't get that result, I didn't get that what I expected today, at least I've got a clear direction what to do next. Other things, solution is up my credit card. I guess I can do that. I can dip into my other reserve funds, but they take time to get to. I can ask people, borrow some money, I guess, people that trust me. People that trust me, so we're doing okay. The job's going to get done, but there's more other expenses on my mind that I also need to do. So these development or building creations are not easy. So that was a good example of my mindset today, what I went through. How can I just to close this up, ad talk number 9. Happy to be doing this today, the raw version instead of the scripted version. It's interesting. I think I'm loving the process of looking at the diversity and how I can make that turn around and become in my favor, and how it affects my mood swings, my changes, and how I get triggered, and all the resistances that come in my way, and I think if I'm using this thing called the 1% perfect everyday strategy, or that's a method that I'm thinking 1% better all the time. So I'm teaching myself it's okay to get fuck ups, but what do I do with them? How do I turn them around? That's what I'm learning today. That's my real learning, and life is full of chaos. It is like that way. So let's just enjoy the ride, and that's it for today. Enjoy the ride, and just out of chaos, making things kind of really clear. All right, ciao for now. Until the next one will be Ad Talk 10. Beautiful. So look forward to the next challenge. Go.